Alright, here's my new deck. This deck was originally recommended to me by Ian from the Kitchen Finks podcast. He is Lord of the Slith on Twitter. Basically, this is red burn with a little bit of black and a little bit of white. So we've got here some Pillar of Flames. These Pillar of Flames will actually be doing damage directly to our opponent most of the time. Vexing Devil is definitely great for the same purpose. We've got Searing Spear for instant speed damage. Skullcrack. Skullcrack has actually been very, very good in the small amount of testing I've done. It's very good against Thragtusk, and it's also shut down my opponent's Deathrite Shamans from gaining life. Thunderbolt is good. I've had both kill Restoration Angels and shoot the opponent. Boris Charm, obviously 4 damage is better than most of these 3 damage spells. Plus it's got some other things that I might want. Spark Trooper is very good for Life Swing. The only times when it's bad is when my opponent has something with First Strike, or maybe a Boris Reckoner. And then I've got some Deathrite Shamans. I'm not positive about the Deathrite Shamans. They're basically here to be a repeatable source of damage just in case I run out of cards in hand. And our deck is so aggressive it runs Bump in the Night. Faithless Looting is something that I added to the deck that was not originally in the list Ian gave me. It was basically there to smooth out mana. I want to make sure that I get the right amount of mana. If I get a 1-lane hand, I want to be able to keep it, and a mountain and looting hand can be kept pretty confidently. Similarly, if I draw a million lands, I want to be able to ditch them to draw more gas. I thought about having a Reckless Wager or whatever the other one was here, but those just draw more gas, whereas this draws gas or fixes mana. The sideboard I am less sure about. Boris Reckoner is so good that perhaps it should just be in the main deck. I'm wondering if maybe the Deathrite Shaman... I'll go ahead and swap 1 and 1 and see which one I like more, which one helps more. It's very, very important to have your low mana spells in this deck, because you need to come out of the gate swinging, and you need to always have a 1 mana spell. But Reckoner is so good it might be worth it. Otherwise, against big creature decks, we have Traitor's Blood. Here, let me pop out the cards. Traitor's Blood is good. There are a couple of cards that have similar effects. This one gives Trample, so I think it's a little bit better at getting through that important bit of damage, so that they cannot chump block their own creature. Brimstone Volley is just more burn if I want it. Notably, Vexing Devil, if I play a Vexing Devil and my opponent makes me sacrifice it, then it triggers Morbid for Brimstone Volley. So that requires 4 mana, but that's not unreasonable. Another Pillar of Flame, which had been in my deck just a second ago, I just took it out for the Deathrite Shaman. Assemble a Legion against the Super Control-y deck if I decide to not just race them. Similarly, if I decide not to race control decks, there's Obsidat. Then there's full Rakdos Charm. Rakdos Charm is both Graveyard Hate and is very good against the mass creature decks because it will deal 1 damage per. I'm thinking about adding a Rolling Tembler just against the 1,000,000 2-drop deck, but I'm not positive that I shouldn't just be racing that deck, so I'm going to hold off and see. Alright, I'm going to stop the recording here and we can test it out a bit.